how do you fix your churn rate? Essentially, how do you stop your customers leaving so they stay with you longer? Whenever I speak to fitness professionals, one of the first things they tell me is, I want to get new clients, I want to make more money, I want to grow my business. And I say, that is great, absolutely fantastic. But what's your churn rate? How many clients are leaving your coaching program? And it's a measure or a metric that they're uncertain of. I think. Anytime I hear I think, it means you're uncertain about one end of the business. The other end, I say, well, how many new clients do you sign up? Oh, 3 to 4. So it tells me that I've got a coach that is focused on the front of the business, but the back door, as my late father used to say to me, clients are just leaking out the business. Now, your churn rate is, as a percentage, the clients that start the month inside your program, and then at the end of the month, how many people are inside your coaching program. And that gives you a percentage. Now, you can go on Google anywhere and type in churn rate and look at the calculation for that. But ideally, you want your churn rate to be about 5 to 6%. Okay, 4 is exceptional. When you're starting to creep up to 12 to 14 to 15 and even higher, you have a huge problem inside your business, because every single day you're going to be chasing and driving the business forward and trying to get new customers, new business. But if you take on 10 clients but lose 10 clients, you actually have had no gain. So understanding that churn rate is something you must measure inside your business. It's a very simple formula to be able to calculate. You need to know who you had at the beginning of the month, who you had at the end of the month, and there is a formula for you to be able to calculate that. Very, very simple. Just a very simple search on Google will give you that calculation. If you're looking at it, then you will be able to know what a percentage looks like for you, and you'll know, is it between 5 to 6 or is it a lot higher? If it's a lot higher, then what I'm going to go through in this video is really going to help you. So in terms of fixing your churn rate, what is the number one thing for me? And I'm going to talk through 4 things in this video. The number one thing that a lot of coaches overlook is speed of result. I don't know a client won't come into the coaching program with you to spend 3 months worth of their income or 6 months worth of their income or 12 months worth of their income that doesn't come in with a result in mind. They have a goal. And when you're on a sales call and you find out that goal, what do you want to achieve in X time frame? I want to lose this. Great. And normally we set like a 90-day goal. Now, one of the reasons why a client leaves your coaching program, like to me, it's the number one reason. They haven't achieved the goal that they expected to achieve in the time frame they expected to achieve it. Now, you can manage people's expectations at the beginning of the coaching process, but I cannot stress enough that if you actually look at the result that they've hired you to achieve, has it been met? Or in the first 28 days of you beginning the program with us, what would you like to have achieved the most? Honestly, I want to improve my sleep. I want to improve my energy. Great. Well, let's get straight to work on that. 28 days. How do you feel? Best I've ever felt. There's such subtle changes you've made. Incredible. Great. Now let's work on this. Now let's work on this. So we're constantly creating short milestones for your clients to reach. What if they came to you for a 12-week transformation and 6 weeks into the program, they've hardly had any fat loss? They start to become distracted by what other people are saying. And people are saying, well, I thought you're paying this trainer a load of money to be able to get you to where you want to be. I am. Then they become a bit disillusioned. And then they stop pushing as hard because they start to feel that they're not getting to where they want to be. And then you end up with a disengaged client and you think, well, I'm doing everything. I'm pushing them as hard as they can. The customer loses trust in you. That's very, very hard place for you to get back. Trust is earned by you delivering the outcome. It's so important. And now, if you've had a client for 6 months and they paid you to get to X and they're halfway there, the way to re-engage them, I'm actually going to talk you through a couple of other things in a minute that will give you that opportunity to pull that relationship back. But I can't stress this enough. Point number one for you today is if you are having a high churn rate, you have to look at the result your client has achieved within the first 90 days relative to what they're paying you to achieve. If it's not there, then they're more than likely going to consider leaving. Just wanted to stop the video for 2 seconds. Now, if you find my content helpful and you want to learn more from me, you want access to resources, you want more free trainings and live weekly webinars, then make sure you click the link in the description. Make sure you head over to my Impact and Integrity free Facebook group. Now, let's get on with the video. Number 2, they're not learning anything. I've said this many, many times before, but an educated client is an empowered client. An empowered client is an excited client. An excited client is someone that will share with their friends what they're learning. When they're sharing it with their friends, it means they're inspired and it is becoming a new part of who they are. So many times I've watched coaches who do not teach anything through the process, and the client remains exactly the same person. They're just focused on a goal. I'm going to get to X. Now, the problem is when they've got to X, they are not a different person. They haven't applied more in their life. They haven't applied more to their lifestyle. And it's not something that they can see themselves continuing beyond a period of time. So what happens at the end of the 90 days? They stop. Now, you may have got the result and then they just stop. And you're like, why are these clients getting to the end of 3 months and they just stop? So within your coaching program, do you have a learning process from start to finish? I get all of our clients to do this. Write down, if a client's going to be with you a year minimum, what are the things that they would need to be taught by you? Sleep. They might need to learn training in terms of a step-by-step how to progress through training. They might need to learn about lifestyle and stress management. And then you start to integrate this into your coaching program. Weekly live calls, presenting to your clients what they need to know, bringing guest speakers in, empowering them, educating them, and challenging them to learn a little bit through the process. Putting parts into their coaching program where there's an expectation of everybody coming together, whether it's quarterly live events, etc. And they're learning from each other and from other people and from you. As I said, an educated client is an empowered client, and an empowered client is an inspired and excited client. They are the type of clients that start to change as we go through the coaching process. And a client who changes sees you as being an authority, as the person that's actually helped them to go from where they were, which was a problem, a place where they were not happy with, to a place where they are now. They then associate you and the learning process and what you've built and what you've helped them to become, and somewhere that they don't want to move away from. When they don't want to move away from, it means that you are such a valuable part of their life, and they know that their life is going to continue to be enriched with the way that you deliver your education through the coaching program. Point number 3, how do you fix your churn rate? How do you stop your clients leaving? You build a community. You see, who somebody is today, they have their own community. And if it's a social community, if it's a business community, 9 times out of 10, the problems that they got themselves into with drinking and excessive eating and unsociable hours, it's not conducive to who they want to be for the rest of their life. Now, when I talk about to coaches and I say, talk to me about your community, well, I've got 60 clients. What do those 60 clients do together collectively as a community? You know, it's only been a month or so ago that we had our live event in London. We brought all our clients together. They networked, they trained together, they coffeed together, they had food together, they hung out together, they created a new world. What was I doing? I was bringing them together, and they were introducing themselves to each other, and they were building their own internal community, sharing WhatsApp numbers, getting to know each other. And they see me as responsible for bringing this community together of like-minded people in a world where they were not a part of before. And if they're not a part of a world before, and then you bring them into a new world, they don't want to leave. So you can do quarterly events, you can do live Zoom calls in the middle of the week, you can bring people together, you can celebrate client success, and then they can see other people doing extremely well. Part of your job when you're building your coaching program is to bring people together, to inspire, re-energize, support people, and give them a new safe space to be a part of. If people are getting results, if they're learning and they're a part of a community, you're creating something that was never in their life before. People are not going to want to leave. Number 4 is your clients can't see the past, the future. They can't see beyond today. This is such an important thing to understand. If you've mapped out 90 days for a transformation for your clients, if you've mapped out a transformation and they have got to the end of that transformation, you wonder why you signed up 10 clients in January and then at the end of March, they all leave. What if at the end of February, you got each of them on a call for 15 to 20 minutes and went, Anne, John, Steve, you've done so well. And we're really at this pivotal point now, but you know there's so much more to work towards. So I want to just move us forward a couple of months, move us forward 90 days. Where are we going? What are we doing? What's coming up on your business trips? What's coming up with holidays? Let's map out the year. Let's talk about what's coming up. Let's future pace. It's called future pacing in NLP. We talk about the future. We excite people. We energize people. And when we go, right, well, this is where you're at right now, but let's look at this step. And they get re-energized. They get inspired. And then they get a map from you, and map is all broken down. And that map then shows them what's to come as we move forward. Let's focus on strength gains. Let's focus on a marathon. Let's focus on a Spartan race. Let's focus on a team event that we're going to do together. Let's focus on your summer holiday. Let's focus on just getting up to a particular style of like squats or deadlifts in the gym, considering where you are right now. The one thing that's inspiring to a client is progress. And they will know how important progress is if you are teaching them and inspiring them and also showing them inside the program. John joined us 90 days ago. John has just completed his X and now he's going on to Y. Anna's been with us a year, which I want to introduce you through a journey. She originally joined for 8 weeks to go on holiday, and now she's been with us a year. Why? I just came back from an event with a great friend of mine, and he got his clients up on stage, and they talked about how long they've been in the program, the journey, and everybody in the room was like, wow, they're not going to leave because all the time they're being educated and shown not only the community, but what people are achieving in the long term. So if you want to fix your churn rate, if you want to be in that 5 to 6% of really high performing business that's not losing clients left, right, and center, which means whatever new you bring into the business is increasing the growth of the business, increasing the revenue in the business, fix your churn rate. Number one, by making sure your client in the first 90 days achieves the result they're paying for. Number two, make sure they're learning. Number three, make sure they're part of an inspiring community. And number four, keep future pacing them. And not only mapping it out yourself, but getting other clients in to show them what they've achieved over a longer time frame. You can fix your churn rate. It's important that you don't look at one end of the business without considering the other end of the business. If you found today of value, I hope you did, learning about business, learning about all the aspects of business, if you bring it all together and you nail each part, you'll be truly fulfilled with your business, have very, very happy clients. As I said, if you found the video of value, please click like, subscribe, make sure you keep in touch with the new videos, keep learning, keep sharing with people. If you're watching on YouTube, click the link in the description if you want to know how we can help you build all these systems into your business and help you. If you are listening on iTunes and you want to give us a shout out, make sure you go to Instagram. If you have any questions anytime, you know where you can reach me, any of my DM platforms. But for now, take care and I'll speak to you soon.